Its specialists created Facebook pages, Twitter accounts, Instagram handles, entire lives that appeared to belong to real Americans. By the fall of 2016, the IRA's monthly budget exceeded $1.25 million, and the Translator project had more than 80 full-time employees. The Kremlin had developed an off-the-books U.S. campaign directed from inside Russia. The U.S. intelligence community overlooked the work of the IRA. So, too, did Facebook. Alex Stamos, a computer scientist, became Facebook's chief security officer in 2015. He left the company 3 years later, filled with regret. "I'll be completely honest. Facebook fucked up. I fucked up," he told me. Ahead of the 2016 election, Stamos' team neglected to investigate the activities of the IRA. "We didn't have the IRA stuff in 2016, he said. "Nobody had a full grasp of it. Nobody did." The clues were there. In 2014 and 2015, a handful of reporters published exposés about the IRA's inner workings. These select journalists painted an alarming portrait. Inside a secretive factory, hundreds of people had assumed fictitious online identities and were spreading propaganda designed to influence public opinion in Russia, Ukraine, and America. Stamos' team went and shut a bunch of stuff down in response to these articles. But, he continued, the investigation stopped there. There was never an attempt to put together a dedicated team to follow up on that, and we should have. Reporters moved on to other subjects. Inside the CIA, Stephen Hall, the division chief overseeing Russia through 2015, said the IRA's existence was such a poorly kept secret that he assumed its work was insignificant. The fact that we were discussing this in a public venue would indicate to me that there was probably not a whole lot there, Hall said. But it turns out that the Russians were just being much more aggressive than we anticipated and cared apparently a lot less about being found out. As 2016 progressed, Stamos felt good. His team, he recalled, was on top of GRU-run accounts probing the personal Facebook accounts of Democratic Party officials. A known GRU account going and doing some reconnaissance, that was a Tuesday. "Every week we handled 3 or 4 incidents like that," Stamos said. "We reported that to the FBI," he continued, "but got nothing back from them." Disclosing the GRU's activities publicly was out of the question. The potential blowback seemed too significant. Everybody thought Hillary was going to win, and I think there was a huge fear, just as there was obviously in the Obama White House, inside of Facebook, of looking like we were putting our thumb on the scale, Stamos said. Just as Obama wanted Clinton to win, so did most of Facebook's leaders. Almost every member of the executive team, other than a couple of really important exceptions, was a Hillary Clinton donor or a donor to the Democratic Party, Stamos explained, citing rumors that Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook's chief operating officer, was in the running to be Clinton's Treasury Secretary. The company was so kind of tied to the Democratic Party, he continued, that nobody wanted to be looking to help her win. When asked about Stamos' comments, Nathaniel Gleischer, Facebook's head of cybersecurity since 2018, confirmed that the company detected more traditional targeting of specific accounts prior to the election, and that the standard practice at the time was to alert those targets and the FBI. "That's why we didn't make a public announcement," he said, "not because of rumors." Election day came and went. Trump became the president-elect. This third vector of Russia's operation, executed by the IRA, remained unappreciated. "It was nobody's job to track professional propagandists, especially with our elections," Stamos said. "It was nobody's job in the government. It was nobody's job at the companies." The IRA had been infesting social media platforms with content aligned with Putin's objectives, to sow discord, help Trump, and denigrate Clinton. Only in 2017, during an internal probe, did Facebook officials grasp what they had overlooked. Concerns about the appearance of partisanship persisted internally. The company just didn't want to take the blame for Trump winning, Stamos explained. Facebook went into damage control.